Aloha, everybody. Thanks for coming. I'm not going to repeat myself about the food and drink. I said it already, but thank you for coming. My name is Sam Lemo. I'm an administrator in the Department of Land and Natural Resources, and we are one of the co-sponsors to developing this sea level rise vulnerability and adaptation report. And we're also Office of Planning is the other co-sponsor. We're going to get into the proceedings shortly, but I wanted to go over a few details if you don't mind. Actually, I wanted to basically just announce that the restrooms, if you need to use a restroom, there's restrooms out the back and outside of the ballroom to the left. In case of an emergency, everybody proceed to the exit door, orderly. I was told that I should say that. You know how it is today. Refreshments in the back, coffee, juice, help yourself. I want to basically acknowledge a few people before we get started in this. I want to acknowledge Sea Grant College for their help and their support. I specifically want to thank the Sea Grant volunteers that are going to help facilitate the workshop this afternoon. Very, very grateful for that. I want to thank SOEST for co-sponsoring this event. I want to thank Dr. Fletcher and Taylor, Dr. Taylor for sponsoring this, and I want to thank the people that have helped in SOEST develop this project. I want to thank my staff at OCCL. Without them, this would not have been possible. I want to thank Lauren Yaosaka specifically. She's really gone over the top in making this event possible. I want to thank Tetra Tech, Kitty Courtney and Kitty's staff, Ali and Vicky. Thank you very much. I want to thank the speakers for taking time out of their busy schedules to come in here and spend their time with us, share their mana'o with us. I want to but most of all, I want to thank the workshop participants, all of you that have come here to participate in this event, taking time out of your busy schedules on all that's going on. Thank you so much. I want to really thank people that traveled from neighbor islands too to be here. Thank you very much. Basically, there's an agenda in front of you that kind of covers the workshop proceedings. There's also an evaluation sheet that we're going to ask you to fill out at the end of the event. We have an excellent lineup of speakers today. I'm sure you'll be very pleased. After the speakers, there's going to be a little time for question and answers. So I think we set aside, 20 minutes for people to ask questions. We have several microphones set up, so please come to the microphone if you have a question that you want to ask, but please hold your questions until after the speakers have finished their talks. And then we're going to break for lunch. And after lunch, we're going to have two really, really fun exercises. We really want to get your mana'o on the problem we're dealing with in trying to address sea level rise and coastal hazard in the state of Hawaii. We want you to be part of that effort. I'm basically done, and I want to start this event off with a pule. And I'm going to ask Uncle Les to please come up and lead the pule for us. Thank you, Uncle Les. Okay, we got a
Kilo. Pili, na mea pau. Lole, vana, ikahakaha, palahalaha, nei, kai, pua, koko. Hey, au, hey, ohua, akuri, hey, au, pili na mea pau. intelligent, Nui, Mickey, Loa, Pili, Iki, Pili na mea pau. Pili, 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 hey, 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 let me feel the ingredients from your skills. Hey, and snare our knowledge together. Pili na mea pau. O que au I ka huli, things are huli. Pay attention. Pay attention. Huli, huli, huli. Piha, piha. Papiha, papiha. Piha, piha, piha. Piha. Hina, ku, hina, piha. Kani, kanaloa. Kokua. Lono, kokua. Hawaii, kokua. Maui, kokua. Kaho'olawe, kokua. Molokini, kokua. Molokai, kokua. Lanai, kokua. Oahu, kokua. Kauai, kokua. Lehua, kokua. Nihoa, kokua. Moko mana mana, kokua. Hoko lea, mahalo. Amen.
Thank you, Uncle Les. Our first speaker is Suzanne Case. I just want to say a couple things about Suzanne. You all know her perhaps from her previous experience with the Nature Conservancy. She was the executive director of the Nature Conservancy for 14 years. She now heads the Department of Land and Natural Resources. One of the things that's very exciting for us at the DLNR is that Suzanne is, I don't know how to say this properly perhaps, but she really is, I think, the first professional conservationist to run the Department of Land and Natural Resources that I can remember. And I've been through at least 10 chair people. And it's such an honor to work for her. And if I had to say anything about Suzanne, is that she has a big heart. She has a heart of gold, and she cares. And I think you're going to see from her performance at DLNR that she's going to do the right thing for our culture, for our resources. And it almost tears me up talking about it, but I really am grateful to have the opportunity to work for her. And so without further ado, I want to introduce you to Suzanne Case.
Thank you, Sam. That was very, very sweet. And I got to say, it's a great privilege to work with the folks at DLNR because they all have great hearts and they're very, very committed to the work of protecting our public trust and ensuring its sustainability into the future. And to all of you, I'm very, very grateful that you're here. You're on the cutting edge here. Sea level rise is a scary, daunting, frightening prospect for the future for coastal communities all around the world. And you're here dedicating your whole day, and many of you much of your professional lives, and a good part of your personal lives too, I'm sure, to tackling the question about what to do about sea level rise as a wave coming at us from the future, and already washing on our shores. We have really serious problems in the world. Greenhouse gases. 2014 and 2015 were the warmest years in 150 years of record keeping. And that changes our environment. And planet-wise, it causes sea levels to rise. And you'll hear a lot more about that today. But Hawaii is the only state in the country that's an island state. And so we are incredibly vulnerable to the impacts. And so we're gonna see it coming particularly quickly here, ahead of a lot of the country. And so, if we stand up and face this and tackle it from all angles, we will be leaders in the country for this, and the country will need our input, need our solutions, need our tackling the rough issues. And those are issues that affect all our natural resources, our very precious coastal, our coastlines, our public infrastructure, our communities, our highways, our neighborhoods, our wetlands, our beaches. I want to say one of the most interesting experiences I've had at DLNR so far was an afternoon at the Board of Land and Natural Resources when Sam came in to do an update, just a briefing of the board members on sea level rise. And where it crosses the vision of the Board of Land and Natural Resources is in particular in coastal erosion and seawalls and emergency requests for protecting homes from very high waves and the like. And they're tense questions, and people's lives are at stake, but so are the public, the general public. What do we do about this over the long run? How do we protect our beaches for the public in the face of this very, very strong threat to people's personal livelihoods? And so it wasn't an afternoon of answers, but it was definitely an afternoon of questions and starting to think about, what are our policy angles going to be over the long run? And I think just having the courage to ask the questions and really talk about them live is one of the most important things all of you can do right now. So that's the work of the Hawaii Climate Adaptation Initiative, is to tackle these systematically and beginning with the impacts on our state. So many of you are very deeply involved in this already, and many of you will be. And again, I want to thank you for those efforts. So this is going to be a great day. Speakers are going to introduce approaches and methods the state's employing to assess the risks from sea level rise. I'm going to make a plug against acronyms. SLR, slur. It's sea level rise. We don't want it to become slurry. So when we talk about it with the outside world, remember we're talking about sea level rise. So that's just an invitation to have a little fun today. It's going to be a very engaging day, and please stay all day. There's going to be a really fun exercise in the afternoon. You're going to have an opportunity during the day to really be an integral part of the process of crafting recommendations for adapting to sea level rise that'll go to the legislature in 2017. And in the near future, we're going to engage in a discussion of all climate threats. So for taking on this challenge, the challenge of the century, the most urgent one for the whole planet, this is our time. This is our time to focus on this. And I know you're in for a real treat right after me, because I can't imagine anybody in the world who has a broader and deeper personal sense for communities who are facing the threat of sea level rise than Nainoa Thompson. And I'm not going to steal the introduction, but I just want to say what a great honor it is to have him here to join with us in taking that experience and translating it into what are we going to do about it. Thank you.